Welcome back to Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. I'm Steven, and tonight, whenever the heck you're watching this, we are revisiting the concept of the only 5 bourbons you need according to Reddit for the year of 2022. Recently, your drinking buddy revisited his only 5 bourbons according to Reddit video for the year of 2022. At the end, he called us out. He said, "Can you guys make a list?" So I was like, yeah, of course we can make a list. I'm cool with that. So we are bringing you guys our revisiting, or well, I guess mine in this case, revisited only 5 bourbons according to Reddit. Now that I'm significantly farther along in my bourbon experience and all that jazz, I have a mostly different lists. Some of them have stayed the same, some of them have changed. My original daily drinker was Old Forester 100 proof, and it's still Old Forester 100 proof. I don't think there's a better daily drinker out there than Old Forester 100 proof. This stuff is so good. Most of the blinds we do, so whenever you do a blind and you continuously do like a blind of the same bottles, sometimes your preferences change. Sometimes, depending on one day, you're like, oh, Wild Turkey 101's better, or oh, Old Forester 100 better, oh, maybe I like Maker's 46 that day better. This is always in the top like 1 or 2 for every single daily drinking bourbon battle we have ever had. This stuff is fantastic. It's the cheapest daily drinker I will like continuously daily drink neat, because it's like $18. I mean, screw top, $18, you can't really go wrong here. And I mean, it's just overall a really quality bourbon. Like, quality bourbon for a dumb cheap price. Like, this is unbeatable. So that is why Old Forester 100 proof was my daily drinker. It still is, because, well, it's just plain good. It's good, especially for that $18 in our area. You cannot beat that. Price-wise or taste-wise, this is the best daily drinker bourbon ever, and I stand by that completely. The next bottle you're going to need is a bottle to impress your guest. And I'll be honest, this one's changed for me. Originally, I picked out 1920 because it's a dang good bourbon, so good that almost any whiskey drinker will enjoy it. But it's, easy findable, so you can rebuy it, as well as it has a story, so people who aren't into whiskey will like it. But if I'm gonna be honest, more often than not, when I have guests over, they're not really whiskey people, or 1920s just a bit too much being at 115 proof. So my new Impress Your Guest whiskey, if I'm having a go-to whiskey to bring over to impress a guest or for a guest, I'm bringing Four Roses single barrel. Just the normal single barrel. These are so freaking good. They're $40. It's 100 proof, and it's just really good bourbon at a nice price point. And so the main reason why I think these are good to impress your guests is, well, the bottle looks good. It's 100 proof, so they can drink it, and it goes together well with a lot of things overall. It's a good whiskey for sipping, it's a good whiskey for mixing, it's a good whiskey to pair with a cigar. So no matter what your friends are into who come over, no one's really going to be complaining about this. And some of them might like it, and it's at just cheap enough of a price for that $40, where some of them might pick it up for themselves. It's a great whiskey to impress your guests and kind of intrigue them into the world of bourbon if they're not into it. And if they are into the world of bourbon, well, this is still really good whiskey. None of them are going to be complaining. And if they don't like this, you still have the other 4 bottles on this list that I'm sure your friends are also going to enjoy drinking. So Four Roses single barrel is a great guest whiskey because it fits into every single category or every single possible person out there. It's sad not to have a 1920, but it is what it is. I wish 1920 could fill every single shoe, but honestly, it's not good for a guest because that 115 is just too much proof. Too much proof. And then next whiskey, cheap mixer. This concept also changed for me. I don't wholeheartedly believe in the concept of cheap mixer anymore because I don't make cocktails enough to be needing something cheap to mix in with them. Like, when I make cocktails, more often than not, I enjoy actually using a quality whiskey, like something that's around like $30 or $40 and a higher proof, to add way more flavor than something that's just gonna be like, you know, like nutty or something or whatever. Like, now that when I make cocktails, I want something that's a really good whiskey with a higher proof so it stands up, and then those additives from the cocktail can help improve the whiskey instead of taking away from the whiskey and just covering up like crappy whiskey. My new cheap mixer isn't inherently cheap. It's not the most expensive bottle, but it's at like a medium price of $40, and that is $17.92 full proof. These are really, really good high proof bourbons. $17.92 full proof makes a great mixer. Is it cheap? I'll let you decide. But for me, how often I make cocktails, I think $17.92 full proof is a great whiskey to keep around for cocktails. And you know, if you're looking for someone who just wants to dump it in Diet Coke and you're against them dumping $17.92 full proof into Diet Coke or whatever the case may be, you still have the Old Forester 100 proof from your daily drinker. Use that. That's my thought process. Like, if I'm mixing, I want to make a good mixed drink, and $17.92 full proof will give me that. Coming up next, we have your Friday night pour. It's been a long week. My original Friday night pour was Jack Daniel's single barrel proof. And my Friday night pour is still Jack Daniel's single barrel proof. This stuff is so freaking good. A year ago, I thought this was great, and it's still great. One of the main reasons why I think this stuff is still super great is because, well, it's, again, that 130 plus proof, usually readily available. It is like $75, so you don't want to be drinking it all the time, but it's findable, so you can have it every single Friday night. If you kill a bottle, go to your Total Wine. They'll have another one sitting on the shelf. Sometimes you might even find them at grocery stores here in Arizona. They're fantastic. Nothing better to relax with than a Jack Daniel's single barrel proof. And the final concept is special occasion. This goes without, explaining, I guess. Like, it's anytime you want to celebrate. And that's completely up to you. Some people, they'll get a super bougie bottle and they'll celebrate for super special occasions. I mean, that's what my original thought process of a special occasion whiskey was. And since it's kind of changed a little bit, I'm a little bit freer with the concept of special occasion. Anytime I want to celebrate something. So like someone's birthday, a milestone with the channel, maybe a promotion at work. Like, there's more often than not, there's more times I like to celebrate than I'm willing to drink my original special occasion, which is Wild Turkey Master's Keep 17-year-old bottled in bond. Honestly, that whiskey now I'm saving to share with people, if people who haven't tried it, who, come over and whatnot, like, I'll share it with you. Like, that's what that is now for me. It's not a special occasion. It's a sharing the love of whiskey with other people, I guess. I don't know how to explain that. But my real true special occasion bottle isn't even that rare, limited, or allocated. I guess it's a singular batch of my beloved Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. I absolutely love Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs. I talk about them all the time in almost every single video. My special occasion whiskey is this Elijah Craig Barrel Proof B520. This is my favorite Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. So freaking good. It's like chocolate peanut butter, chocolate peanut butter, chocolate peanut butter, chocolate absolutely love it. And so I have to nurse this one, and that's why this is a special occasion whiskey for me, is because I'm more of a barrel proof hog than I used to be. I gravitate towards higher proof stuff nowadays because, well, I'm just more experienced with that and I can handle that. So I enjoy stuff a little bit higher proof, and this ECBP brings all of that, and it does so in such a quality way. But again, this is a singular batch. I'm probably never going to find another bottle of this, so I have to baby it, and that's why I drink it on special occasions. I drink it on, celebrating people's birthdays or whatever the case may be. I drink this because this is an amazing drinking experience, and it's something I want to savor a little bit. So that's why I'm using this as a special occasion. And honestly, I stopped caring about hunting for allocated limited bottles. I just get what comes my way. I don't have the energy to hunt anymore. To call out another channel to see what are your only 5 bourbons, or what are your new only 5 bourbons in the year 2022 if you've already done this and I'm not aware of. The Average Drinker, Dara, what are your only 5 bourbons according to Reddit? I'm curious because you got a great palate, and I'd like to see what's your list. That's a wrap for this video though, folks. Please do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys thought about this list. Let me know what your guys' list would be, or if you disagree with any of mine. I know I've gotten a little free with the concept of like cheap and whatever in this video, but that's just me personally, and that's kind of how I work with my whiskey game. Like, I've started to tailor it all to my own preferences rather than trying to fit in the categories so much. So that's just me. Also, do me a favor, check out the Instagram, Facebook, and the Patreon. The link for our Patreon is down there below. We appreciate y'all for all your support. Cheers. We'll see you later.